As I finished crying after scratching my last jump, a man approached me. He asked me if I wanted to run for Park University. At that moment, I knew my life changed. Hello everyone, my name is Nardia Padilla, and today I'm going to share a little bit about my life and why I decided to continue my running career in college. If it wasn't clear enough, I'm a runner. I've been running since I was 6 years old. Today I'm going to be sharing the events that led up to my decision, as well as how these events and these choices shaped me into the person that I am today. So now let's take it back to the past. My mom always tried to find activities that both me and my brother could partake in to keep us active and moving. I'm from a family of immigrants, so they couldn't really afford a lot. So my mom always tried to find activities that were affordable and cheap. So she'd put us into activities such as karate and running club. My brother despised running and he hated it. However, running came natural to me and I loved it. My PE teacher also told my mom how I just had the natural ability to become a runner, that I was naturally just a good runner. My mom realized this the minute I won 5th place during my first grade race, and I believe it was my first race as well. From then, my mom would help me prepare for my races, and she'd sign me up for the Hershey track meets. And throughout my elementary years, I've usually placed top 3 in my running club races, and I'd usually place in the finals for my local Hershey track meets. Although I was on a slope going up, I slowly began to decline as I entered middle school. Middle school was pretty rough and it was a culture shock. I went from an average school to a quote-unquote smart school. It was a completely new environment. I was known as the weird and shy kid, so I had a hard time making friends, and overall, it was just a struggle. I also didn't do any sports in junior high. However, I did promise my parents, and I promised myself that I'd do sports in high school. Eventually, freshman year rolled by, and I joined cross country and track. However, my first 2 years of high school were just horrible. It was a struggle. It really was. I had to deal with personal issues such as my mental health, and I was really struggling a lot mentally and emotionally. However, my junior year really changed my perspective of life and overall changed the course of my life. My cross-country coaches were very rough on me during this year and were just brutal towards me. However, they made me realize that I had a lot of potential. Soon enough, during my junior year of track, I broke school records such as long and triple, and I still hold these records to this day. Although athletics was going great for me and it seemed like everything was going great, running seemed impossible. And what I mean impossible is running in college seemed impossible. I'm a first-generation college student, and I had a lot of pressure on me to make the right decision, because if I made the wrong decision, well, that could lead me to the wrong path, meaning I could, not become successful. So I just thought ASU was my end goal and running was just impossible and I wasn't going to be able to continue my running career in college. However, around January, I received an email from Ottawa University, and soon enough, I was able to visit their campus and they offered me a track scholarship. And one of the coaches even came to my meets to see me jump. However, it was too far and too expensive, and my parents don't have that kind of money. So my dad said the only way I was able to continue running and continue athletics in college was if the university or the college was nearby. So at that point, I just thought, ASU was just going to be my end game and I wasn't going to be able to continue running in college. However, on March 7th, that's when everything changed. A man approached me and he asked if I wanted to run for Park University. Soon enough after this, I was deciding and debating whether or not to go to ASU or to go to Park, which one was better. Should I just continue academics or should I just continue both? Soon enough, I decided, and on May 20th, I officially committed to Park University. The cross country coach, well, he's the track and cross country coach, but the coach also asked me if I wanted to join cross country, and I said yes. So now I'm doing both jumping and cross country. Kind of crazy, I know, but despite all the hardships that I faced, I got through it. Now I'm on the path of receiving my bachelor's and my master's, and I'm on the path of becoming a pro athlete. I got through all the obstacles, and now I'm the first ever collegiate family member in my family. No one in my family has gone to college for athletics, only I have, so it's a really big accomplishment. Even though I still struggle with my mental health issues, I've learned how to cope with them. And even if it's hard to cope, I now know that I have a support system right by me. From my mom wanting her kids to become active, to her realizing I had the potential to become a good runner, to me going through a lot during high school, to me now becoming the first ever collegiate athlete, I got through all the obstacles, and I basically defeated the odds. So what I've learned is life is like long jump. You have to keep trying. You're gonna probably scratch your jumps, you're probably gonna miss your steps, and you're not gonna make such great jumps. But if you keep trying and learning and understanding where you went wrong, you're eventually gonna get that perfect jump. Thank you.